welcome to Fairy Tale Story Time.
It is. It's our special fairy tale edition of Virtual Storytime. Usually this week we would be getting ready for our storybook tea party. However, we are not having that in person this year, but we do have our storybook tea party at home kits that you can come pick up. Those are available through the 16th of October, and it has everything you need to throw a perfect party at home, including some recipes of the stuff that we normally serve here at our tea party. There's crafts and activities and even some stuff for you to play make-believe in there as well. So make sure you come by and pick one up. You don't have to have a library card. You can do that in person or via curbside. But for today, we are going to enjoy some fairy tale stories and a puppet show. So sit tight, enjoy, and we will see you in a few.
I'm going to tell you a new version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's called Goldie Rocks and the Three Bears. So let's see what happens. Once upon a rock and roll time, three bears and a band jammed with ease. The Papa Bear drummed, the Mama Bear strummed, and Baby Bear tickled the keys. But the band didn't have many fans yet, and Papa Bear figured out why. Though we all love to croon and can carry a tune, we can't hit the notes way up high. Those are hard ones to hit, huh? So they set out to find a soprano. Soon after they left, a girl knocked. Is that porridge I smell? Gee, that would be swell. She checked, and the house was unlocked. A studio, great balls of fire. Amazed, Goldie raced through the door. She forgot about food and was now in the mood to hurry on in and explore. The Mama Bear's mic hit her elbow, and Papa's reached the top of her head. But Baby Bear's was hiked to just where she liked. I'll give it a whirl, Goldie said. She grabbed it and started performing. Oh, doobie-wop, dum-diddy-doo. She was singing quite well till she stumbled and fell, and the microphone stand broke in two. Oh no. So Goldie said, I'll try the headphones, but Mama Bear's pair was too tight. Papa Bear's were loose. Gee, these are no use, but Baby Bear's fit her just right. The tune was so catchy, thought Goldie. I'd love to be part of their band. The guitar was too twangy, the cymbals too clangy. The piano was perfectly grand. Exhausted from moving and grooving, she needed to catch a few Z's. What does it sound like when you're sleeping? Do you say, this day's been a doozy. I'm feeling quite snoozy. So she dozed off on Baby Bear's keys. What do you think happens next? In the meantime, the bears had held tryouts, but no one had blown them away. The hair was too twitchy, the pigs were too pitchy, and Red was just simply okay. The family returned to their cottage, distressed from their lack of success. When they saw the inside, the Mama Bear cried, Egads, what a terrible mess. Someone's been using my mic stand. Someone's been using mine too. Then Baby Bear spoke, oh no, my stand broke, and he started to sniffle. Boo-hoo. Then Mama Bear looked at her headphones. Oh, someone has tried my pair on. Mine too, Papa growled, and both parents scowled as Baby Bear cried, mine are gone. Then Papa said, who played my drum set? And Mama said, plucked my strings. Well, who's in my chair? Asked the littlest bear. She's drooling all over my things. They stared at the slumbering blonde girl, and Papa asked, who could she be? He disrupted her dream. She awoke with a scream. The pitch was a perfect high C. That's pretty high. The Bears asked to hear her whole medley once Goldie recovered from shock. Amazing, said Mom. Pop grinned, you're the bomb. And Baby cried, Goldie can rock. Together they wrote a new ditty. They practiced it into the night. And soon their new jingle became a hit single, Too Hot, Too Cold, or Just Right. Their album now topped all the rock charts. A countrywide tour has been planned. The fans scream and shout. They're crazy about Goldie Rocks and the Great Three Bear Band. The end.
And I'm going to read you one of our favorite books, The End. It's a fairy tale, but in reverse. So we're going to start. The first page is The End. And they all lived happily ever after. And they all lived happily ever after because the soggy knight fell in love with the clever princess. The knight fell in love with the princess because she poured a big bowl of lemonade on top of his head. She poured a bowl of lemonade on top of his head because the knight's curly red beard was on fire. His curly red beard was on fire because, what do you think happened? He had been tickling a great green dragon. He had been tickling a great green dragon because the dragon would not stop crying. The dragon would not stop crying because 100 bunny rabbits had hopped into his cave and frightened him. That might frighten me too. 100 bunny rabbits had hopped into the dragon's cave because they were trying to escape an enormous tomato rolling down the hill. An enormous tomato was rolling down the hill because it had been hit by a flying teacup. It had been hit by a flying teacup because a hungry giant was throwing a temper tantrum. The giant was throwing a tantrum because the cook did not make lemon cheesecake for dessert. And the cook did not make lemon cheesecake for dessert because there were no lemons left at the market. It's a pretty good reason why. And there were no lemons left at the market because once upon a time, a clever princess decided to make a big bowl of lemonade. The end, or the beginning.
Do you know the real story of Jack and the Beanstalk? Well, my name is Jack. I live in a house by the sea, and I have a secret to share with you. I like riding my red bicycle on the beach. One day, I met a man who looked very sad. "Why are you sad?" I asked.
"I never had a shiny red bike," the man said, "but I'll trade you my magic beans for your bike." "They're magic?" I asked. "If you plant them, they will take you on a great adventure," the man said. "Wow, that sounds cool." So I traded my bicycle for the special beans.
"You traded your new bicycle for magic beans?" my mom asked. "There's no such thing as magic." I planted them anyway, just in case. The ground began to shake and rumble. I couldn't believe it. The magic beans were growing right before my eyes.
A beanstalk burst out of the ground and headed straight into the sea. I hopped on for the ride of my life. Deeper and deeper into the ocean I dove. At the bottom, I found a treasure chest full of gold. I took a few sparkling coins.
Suddenly, an octopus called out from the shadows. "I'm Oscar the Octopus. I rule this sea. You have to ask before taking from me." "I'm sorry, Oscar. I just wanted a few gold coins." "That's okay," Oscar said. "Next time, just ask before you take."
Thanks! I jumped back on the beanstalk and shot out of the water. Oscar waved goodbye as I rode up into the mountains.
The beanstalk bumped along. Down below, I saw some pretty flowers, and I jumped off to pick them. Suddenly, I heard a booming voice.
I'm Gerald the Giant. Fee, fi, fo, fum. You have to ask before you take some. Sorry, Gerald. I learned from Oscar the Octopus to ask before I take. I didn't know these flowers were yours. That's okay, the giant said. You can take them with you. I sped back to the beanstalk and hopped on. I soared high into the sky. Whoosh!
On top of a cloud, I saw a big castle. It looked like it was made out of chocolate. I couldn't believe my eyes. An entire castle made out of chocolate? Could it be true?
Down swooped a large hawk. I'm Harriet the Hawk, she squawked from a cloud. Taking without asking is never allowed. May I have a piece of your chocolate castle? Why, yes, the hawk said, and thank you for asking. I hopped back on the beanstalk and was ready to go home.
My mother looked really worried when I got home. Where have you been? She asked. I have been on a magical adventure, and I brought you some presents. Gold coins from the sea, flowers from the mountains, and chocolate from a castle in the sky.
My mom was so happy with the gifts. Most of all, she was glad to have me back home, safe and sound. So that's the real story. You've heard it from me. Never take without asking, and always say please.
The end.
And we're back. I hope that you guys really enjoyed those fun, kind of modern retellings of some of our favorite fairy tales.
Yes, and that puppet show as well. And as always, we have another craft for you this week. So come by the library and pick up the supplies you need to make that happen. And we will post the instruction video tomorrow. So if you do host a storybook tea party at home, please post pictures. We would love to see them and love to see you dressed up in your fairy tale best. So enjoy, have a good week, and we will see you next time. Bye.